The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digital. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Welcome to the Alternative Dig Talk TV. My name is Keneth, Rwmirembe Rubatsimbira. It is another exciting day for you and I to enjoy. We are nearing the climax of this very month of October. It is the 27th day, October 2025. Thank you so much for always being part of us and loving what we do, coming in here to give you the mighty global news updates, a moment where we take you through what's happening in Uganda and even what's happening abroad. You do not have to miss anything. All you need to do is just tap that subscribe button and join us. Be part of this mighty family that is trusted by tens of thousands of people across all social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and many other platforms. All you need to do is just type in our social media handle, that is at the Alternative Dig Talk. You'll be getting us live. You'll be getting the best information. Information I always tell you that you can rely on to make an informed decision. And that's our goal, to make sure that we are ambassadors of that great change we want to see in society. It is a fresh morning here in Uganda's capital, Kampala. Thanks for watching us from wherever you are. And we are now delving deeper into stories that are shaping conversations this morning. We have a lot of stories, including the story of Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the NUP's presidential flag bearer, who is expected to be in Lira today to hold his campaign today in Lira, and among other stories. We thank you so much, and we believe you're just there. And now I start officially with the story of Lubaga. Yesterday, Lubaga Cathedral was commemorating 100 years since consecration, and top government officials were there The event started with tight security. The security was really tight because they were expecting some top officials from the government. The cathedral was beautifully decorated, as you can see. Top government officials were there. Uganda government who also was represented by the Katikilo, or the Premier of Uganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, among other notable figures. And the event started by commissioning the priest's residence and the new parking yard in commemoration of these 100 years. And later on, at around 10 a.m., the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, arrived, and he entered inside and gave out his short message. He was heading somewhere else, and he delegated Honorable Robina Nabanja to be part, to represent him on that very occasion for the rest of the services that were going to happen. He gave his contribution and asked all the church leaders to be ambassadors of financial literacy, to not only talk about the Bible, but to also encourage people to work hard and make some money, saying that they should not only preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, but also include a financial literacy in whatever they do, such that they can achieve financial independence in their homes. And this has been President Museveni's gospel for some good time, asking church leaders to be ambassadors of financial literacy, such that they should not lead people who are poor, but instead encourage them to work hard and make some more money. That was it there, and he later on left. But in his speech, the Archbishop Paul Mogere said that he condemned the land grabbers, majorly those who are trying to grab church land, saying that they no longer fear nowadays. People are grabbing church land without any fear, that they are now tampering with holy things or God's things. He urged all Ugandans to stay calm in this period of elections, and asked for peace in everything that they do, including these people in the race, in the presidential race and in other elective positions, to not promote chaos, but to rather promote peace in whatever they do. That was it there at Lubaga Cathedral, and the event went on very well with those beautiful moments as you have been seeing on the screen. Now Lubaga celebrates 100 years since consecration, and best wishes to all the people out there in the Catholic fraternity. Even other leaders from different faiths were there, including the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu was there, representatives of the Muslim Council were there, among other people. They all urged the people, Ugandans, to stay united and keep peace in whatever they did. Now the presidential race is heating up every passing day. Most candidates are now close to a month in these campaign trails. Now, yesterday, the leader for the Forum for Democratic Change, or the presidential flag bearer for the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, that is Nathan Nandala Mafabi, was in Teso sub-region and asked the people of that particular area to support the FDC and support him as president, saying that he will revive the Teso Cooperative Union that collapsed. A reason, he says, was because of the NRM government that wanted these people to stay in poverty. He said their government has kept them in deliberate poverty, and that when he comes into office, candidate Nandala Mafabi will work so hard to make sure that they achieve financial independence. Now they are not poor anymore. You remember this Teso Cooperative Union collapsed around the 1980s. And from the 1950 to 1980, it was sounding. It had helped the people in these particular areas to carry out trade and get market for their goods, that is nuts, cotton, even cattle. So due to political instability that was in those areas, the Teso Cooperative Union collapsed, and up to now it has not been revived. So the people say that the decline of the Teso Cooperative Union was the very beginning of poverty in that particular region. And now Nandala Mafabi says he is ready to revive their Teso Cooperative Union to make sure they benefit from whatever they do, their fruits and even cotton, saying that this is the only time they have to choose wisely and choose him as the President of the Republic of Uganda. He promised to do the best for those people there and all Ugandans at large in his agenda, where he emphasizes money in the pockets being his slogan. That is Nadala Mafabi there, representing the Forum for Democratic Change. Now, yesterday still, we saw the leader of the presidential aspirant, and as well as he's a presidential candidate of representing the National Unity Platform. He's the flag bearer for the National Unity Platform, Rubatsimbira M, also known as Bobby Wine. Yesterday was attending a church service, and he asked the people in Lira, where he is today. He was there yesterday as well, but not on a campaign trail. He attended church service in Lira, where he urged all the people to vote NUP and vote him into office. It was a very special moment, as you are seeing on that screen. The church, now the people in Uganda were the ones who led the mass in that church, marking a special event, being a northern region, now seeing people from Central leading mass in Luganda songs was a special moment. Honorable Kyagulanyi himself went to the pulpit and read the first reading himself, and he later on urged Ugandans to vote NUP and vote him as their president, saying that he is the right fit for that office. Ugandans should now embrace NUP and support them, bring them to office in an attempt, he calls, removing the dictator. So he's now calling upon all Ugandans to join him and vote NUP into office. He also thanked the Catholic Church for always speaking truth to power. And in his speech, the Bishop Bishop Santos Lino Wanok thanked Kyagulanyi for being a God-fearing person, and he urged for unity, saying that all the Ugandans and all the people should be united. And he said even this should be spread all over. Wherever he goes, he should encourage unity among people. That was it there. Honorable Kyagulanyi Sentamu will be in Lila the whole of today. If nothing changes, that's where we expect that he's going to conduct his campaign rallies. So that is it. If any information comes out, we'll be letting you know. But I urge you to always tap that subscribe button and join us officially, and tap the notification bell such that whenever we go online, you're the first to receive this great information. And if you love matters of national importance, feel free to share to a friend who you know loves this. This is the information that builds our world, builds our country, and makes our country and the whole world a better place to live in. A world where everyone is given a fair opportunity to do anything as long as it is legal, not illegal. Now moving on, the presidential candidate, another presidential candidate representing the Common Man's Party, that is Honorable Mubaraka Munyagwa, was in Ankole region in the areas of Kamwenge. He urged all the people in Western Uganda to now vote him into office and vote the Common Man's Party, saying that he is the best candidate Ugandans can think about. He said that the people of Western Uganda have supported the president, have supported President Museveni for so long in what they call 100%. But he says they have not benefited so much. And he added that they will not benefit unless they vote any other candidate, and that is him being the only alternative, of course, in his opinion. He said those people who have been supporting NRM have not gained, and it is now time to vote Honorable Mubarak Munyagwa as the president of the Republic of Uganda come 2026. He says the NRM has done more harm than good, and that the NRM does not focus on the people who show much love to them. That if they want to benefit, they should oppose the government. If they oppose the government, that's when they benefit. And in his opinion, opposing the government is voting him into office, the office in which President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been in for now close to 40 years, and he still promises to better everything and protect the gains. That is it. The presidential race is heating up each passing day, and as the Alternative Digital TV, we are committed to bringing you that information in unbiased format. For you to make an informed decision, we give equal opportunity to everyone in this race. We talk about them without being partisan, and we leave that opportunity to you, the opportunity of selecting who you want to see as the President of the Republic of Uganda come 2026. Now, General Gregory Mugisha Muntoyera was also in Western Uganda as well, in Kamwenge and Chitagwenda. He promised a corrupt-free country, saying that Uganda's major problem has been corruption, and that the sitting government, the current government, the NRM government, will not solve that, and that it is the Alliance for National Transformation to solve such issues. If they vote him into office, he is ready to change the narrative and make Uganda a corrupt-free country. Every presidential candidate is trying to converse the country, trying to garner support that will make them Uganda's next president. And we wish all the best to all the people in this race, and we leave the decision to you. It's you and I to make a decision on who should be the right leader, and that will be done on the ballot. So if that time comes, we urge you to turn up in large numbers and vote who you think will be the right person, not because they have given you something, but because you see they have great vision for this motherland, Uganda. We remember we have one Uganda. We do not have any other country. Now, lastly, the persons of short stature yesterday were celebrating their day, and the whole world was celebrating with them. And this special occasion, this day is known as the World Dwarfism Awareness Day, and yesterday we were commemorating that day, or celebrating them. These people talked about some of the challenges they face, saying that they face a challenge of stigma. They are being isolated. Most people do not want to associate with them. They also said that the government of the Republic of Uganda, where these people live, these Ugandans, said the government has not done enough to make them enjoy their rights as any other individual in the country, that job opportunities are only for, majorly they are for those who are normal. So the people of short stature are saying that they have been left out for so long, and that they have to fight so hard to be on board. They urge the government to support them and make sure that they also enjoy all the benefits any other Ugandan or any other individual benefits or enjoys. They say they can do whatever any other person can do, much as they may appear short, but they can do greater things. They are okay mentally, and they can also do great things. They should not be marginalized. They should not be left out, especially when giving out jobs. They say this is the opportunity to promote awareness about these people, that it is normal to be born like that. And there are some people out there who are depressed because of their appearance, because they have not seen their fellows, but now they came out in large numbers to encourage their fellows and to remind the world that they are also human beings like any other, and they can do whatever man can do. And it's now time for the government and all the people to embrace these people and see them as their fellows in everything, not to leave them out as if they can't do what other people can do. This marks the end of the mighty global news updates. It's always a very special moment coming to your screen and bringing you these updates, making sure you make an informed decision after knowing what's happening in the country. This is the Mighty Drive, running from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're always here, but for the mighty global news updates, allow me to stop here. I'm Keneth, Rwmirembe, Rubatsimbira. The Mighty Drive continues.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Teddy, have you noticed how little attention science and health issues get in the media?
Totally. Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the science media cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
Hi, Rogers. Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Good morning, everyone. It is Faridah Bikobere, and I am here for the Mighty Drive. For the next 1.5 hours, I'll be taking you with Maseruka Sadat. We are going to be discussing politics and the youth engagement and all this circus that is going on. This political season seems a little cold. It isn't as vibrant as we used to see the politics in Uganda, even as compared to the 2021 campaigns. When you compare this political climate, it is more quiet. And then one wonders, what is happening? What is not happening? What is not being done that needs to be done? Okulaba nti ate political climate eneberamu vibe, eberamu energy, abantu okusiminga as if they are awake to the realities of their country. But as that being said, the politicians are vying for votes in different parts of the country. Eranga tujja kulaba nti abantu abasinga obungi, as Keneth has told you, the political candidates, the presidential candidates are going around the country nga banoonya obululu, nga basaba obululu. They are, laying bare their manifestos for you to analyze, criticize, and understand who is the best candidate for you come 2026. Ekisanja kigendo tutwalira ddala up to 2031. That is 5 years down the road. That means as you walk out of your house to go and cast that vote, just know you are giving your power to that person for the next 5 years. So you need to understand, who are you voting and what are you voting for? Are these manifestos for you, for the people of Uganda, for the country, or these manifestos have been made for those presidential candidates themselves? The reason why I ask you to really analyze those manifestos, as people come to you to vie for votes, to ask for your support, ask them questions. Very, very important, such that when you go out to vote, you know who you're voting for and what they are going to do for you. Stop asking politicians okubazimbira ama boreholes, amarwaliro, because those are not their roles. Bwobango oyina presidential candidate oba oyina omuntu yenna ali mu kujja nga ayagala okubakiikirira nga ali mu promisinga ze ngenda kubazimbira amakubo, I am just giving you a tip. You disqualify them. They do not know their roles as leaders. So bwabanga candidate wo MP wo ajja okusaba akalulu nga bwakugamba nga bwagenda okubazimbira amalwaliro, bagenda bazimbira amakubo, nga bwagenda okubazimbira boreholes, I'm giving you a tip. Don't vote for them. They have not yet understood their roles as members of parliament or as leaders of communities, so they do not deserve to be leaders. You allow them to take another chance at learning and understanding the roles of leaders in those particular positions for you to vote them for the next period. Njagala okubanga ate mpisa muko mu ba presidents abali mukubanga banoonya obululu, ne messages ze bali mukuwa abantu, tusobola okubanga ate tutambulira wamu ddala. It is a Monday, enaku z'omwezi ziri 27 omwezi tuli mu October omwaka tuli mu 2025. I hope you guys had a very wonderful night. If you didn't, tusaba Omukama Katonda asobole okubanga ate kunyiganyiga ekiro kitambulire ddala bulungi. I want to implore you, abantu abakyali ewaka, please, you leave your homes, leave the comfort of your homes and go and find something to do. Genda ononye ekintu ekiyinza okuwa akasente, kintu ekiyinza okubeezaawo. Go start something if you have the capacity. If you do not, go and seek for something to do. There is no job that is going to come and knock at your door at home. Nga gunonya ngamba munange ndi wane twagala omuntu omukozi. You go out and find what to do. So I implore you, go out there and find something to do. I also caution you abaina emilimu not to leave your job okutambulira ku campaign trails ezaba candidates, because this is just a season. It is not a lifetime thing that you are going to be doing for the rest of your life. So if this season ends nga waleka omulimu gwo, what will happen with the high rates of unemployment in the country? Emilimu tegiriwo. If you have that job, please and please stick to it. Support your candidate from your job. If it is financial, you can give him the money. If it is the morale, you can do that. If it is online, please do that. But please don't leave your jobs to go and okutambula neba candidates ko campaign trails. Last week twalabanga ba MPs ba nominatingibwa, owo wabate ya nominatingibwa. It is very absurd. Abamu kubo bavayo ne bagamba nti ba candidates babwe okugeza nga ekibina kya NUP kyava ne kigamba nti ba candidates babamu batisibwa bawandiisibwa abamu ne babductingibwa era nga yensonga yabaviirako kubanga ate tebanominatingibwa. Case in point is omukyala ow'Ebukede yali yesimbyewo ku kifo kyekimu n'omukyala speaker wa parliament Anita Anet Amongo. Nonno teyanominatingibwa era nga kyagambibwa nti omukyala ono yabuzibwawo era nga bano nga baaleginga nti speaker wa parliament akiyinamu omukono. Unfortunately or fortunately, this lady came out yesterday nga asambajja ebyo byonna ebyayogerwa ekibiina kye era nga agamba nti they were not right, they were not true, because ye ng'omuntu took a personal decision okulaba nga ate tanominatingibwa because of family pressure era n'agamba nti omukyalo oyo Anita Anet Amongo amulinako oluganda, so the family didn't find it befitting okulaba nti ate omukyalo navaayo okucontestinga against the speaker, so it is the reason she didn't contest. Otherwise agamba nti ebyekibiina kye okugamba nti nno ate Anita Anet Amongo yavaayo n'amuwamba n'amulemesa okunominatinga okubanga avuganya ku kifo ekyo kyali kya bulimba era nga si kituufu. Era ndowooza wano nno wetugambira nti bannange ebigambo nga tetunnabyogera nnyo, tusooke tukole background check tunoonyereze, naye ate era we caution the candidate okubanga yasalawo okwebuzaabuza without communicating to the party ekyaleetera party okwashominga otherwise. But byonna byonna ebyagenda maaso no political season, nze njagala okubategeeza nti anything can happen, so omuntu asobola okubanga yabayingibwa off because we are going to see a lot of buy-offs era nga ezimu zaabeererawo ddala. You see that the people you expected to nominate didn't nominate. Some of them are being bought off and it is okay. Some of them are going even to be bought off during the campaign season. Abamu temugenda kubalaba ku bolt. They will be bought off and that is okay because those things happen in this campaign season. So we only caution you okulaba nti ate mwe abawagizi oba abagenda okulonda mubeera abantu abagezigezi, musobole okumanya ani agwana akaluluko, ani agwana support yo, who is here to make money and who is here to stand with the people. Awo no kijja kubanga ate kikuyambirako ddala okulaba nti olonda omuntu owensa ate omuntu agenda okubanga ate akulembera n'okutuusiza ebizibu byoba ebirowoozo byo ku floor ya parliament. Era nga wiiki ewedde mwalimu ebintu bingi nnyo era nga omukulu owa EC election yatutegeeza bulungi nnyo n'agamba nti okulondebwawo kw'abwa president kuliwo omwezi gwa January, ebinaku z'omwezi nga 15 tugenda kubanga tukasitinga obululu bwaffe oba tugenda kubanga tulonda omukulembeze agenda okubanga atukulembera for the next 5 years eggwanga Uganda. Era nga mu Africa ensi nnyingi nnyo ziri mu kubeera nga zeetegekera akalulu, zimu zaakavuddemu ezimu zikalimu. Case in point is Cameroon bakava mu kalulu wanene ennaku z'omwezi nga 12 October. We are waiting for results to see ate munnange ani aswearinga in and who is not going to swear in, but omukulu Paul Biya ateeberezebwa kubanga ate yawangula akalulu kano yadde nga waliwo ate okwekalakasa kuyitirivu nnyo okuva ku side ya opposition nga basiting a lot of violence and injustices mu kalulu akawedde. Omukulu ono amaze ebisanja 7 ng'akulembera ensi Cameroon era nga omukulu ono those are 43 years nga ali mu ntebe ng'akulembera era nga omukulu ono alina emyaka 92. He's 92 years era nga akyali president ow'eggwanga erya Cameroon. Aba opposition bagamba nti tebakkiriziganya ne results zino era nga bo balaga bateekawo embeera okulaga nti ate munaye ebyavudde mu kulonda tebabikkiriza. But when you look at the cabinet ey'omukulu Paul Biya, abakulu bonna abalimu balimu 80 years and above. Ekyo nno kiraga nti ensi bajje kutebwe bati. As we are here in Uganda crying for being kubeera nga tulina abantu abakulu nnyo, it is not those are not my words. I am just speaking your voices. Like people say we have we have an older president who is 82 years old. Cameroon has a president Paul Biya who is 92 years old. Era nga ayagala kisanja kirala ekyomunaana era nga kati owaffe awezeze emyaka 4 mu buyinza era nga naye alamuza ekisanja ekirala kijjo kumubanga ate kimuwa emyaka 45 ng'akulembera eggwanga Uganda. Bwe tuddako wali eri ku mulirwa ne Tanzania omukyala Samia Suluhu nabo bano nno akalulu kaabwe kayindayinda ekyenjawulo ekiri kuono nti buli opposition bye yegezezaamu omwesimbako ali mu kkomera. It is very bad, it is very unfortunate. We have been advocating for women leaders, but also power corrupts when you get to it, and then it gets you comfortable, and then you feel like you do not have to live. Ngate toli mu ntebe eno. Omukyalo ono asibye abantu bonna. Abagala contesting against her era nga tusuubira nti yandijjanga omuntu wali oppose this. The way we are seeing the Anita Amongs, the Taye was coming up as an opposed n'omukyala Samia Suluhu munnange buli agala okumwesimbako. She has become someone who is a woman dictator. It is not a good word to describe a woman leader, but anyways ali mu kuvuga abatanzania mu ngeri etali she's murdering every Tanzanian. It isn't as good. Yadde nga bano bavuddeyo with campaigns online. They are promising to go on the streets on the day of Friday of this week. Era nga bano bagamba nti ku Lwokutaano luno bagenda kubanga ate beeyiwa ku makubo nga bawakanya ebikolwa eby'omukyala Samia Suluhu. But when we look at the history of politics of Africa, we all know Tanzanians are the most, humble people. They don't demonstrate. They don't just come out and make noise. They are really humble that someone can, step on them and go. But when they come out to say they are demonstrating, it means, it has, crossed the line. Campaigns that were protests online are growing in numbers. It is attracting attention of the public and the international community. Eranga bagamba nti Olwokutaano Chigwa on Friday, they are going on the streets to demonstrate. Ate efuga bi eryomukyala ono Samia Suluhu. It seems she's taking notes from some president here in Africa, and she might be a good student because she's actually moving those notes properly. You can guess the president. I am not going to say the name, but yeah, she's taking the notes very seriously and she's applying them in the country, which we say it isn't as good for a president to act in such a way, because we all know the history of Tanzanian politics, and she is actually drifting away from the history that has been set, and that isn't a good precedent to be set by a woman leader. So we condemn everything that's going on in Tanzania, and we hope the Tanzanians take the right step okulaba nga ate mukomyawo ensi yamwe kumulamwa. I will come back here ewaffe because nawo si birungi as we cry for our neighbors. Newaffe wano ebintu si birungi nakamu. As an organization, yeah, we lost a board member. That was unfortunate last week. The reason why you didn't see us broadcast most of the shows, we were mourning. We are still mourning, but work has to go on. We only pray for the deceased soul to rest in peace, but also to also caution abantu baboda to be very, very serious on the road. Those are lives you're carrying. So you caution your border guy. Tell them if they're doing something wrong. Call out to them, because if you keep quiet, it is your life. So we do not want to be losing a lot of people that we know. This year hasn't been good to us as the organization. We lost Professor Kanyehamba. We have lost a board member. It isn't as good. So what we have to do is to caution everyone abali mukutambulira borders to be very cautious. Okulaba nti ate you use your voice. Kozesa eddoboozi lyo mukama yalikuwa. Call out those border guys. Bagambe oba tebali mu kukola ekintu ekituufu. Era namwe abantu abalala abali mu kozesa amakubo. You can't knock someone and just drive away. It isn't a good act, because in this world, what you give, you will receive. Today you have knocked someone and drove away, but still, one day someone is going to knock your own and they will still drive away, which isn't as good. So tubasaba okubeera abantu ab'obuvunanyizibwa, you cause an accident, take responsibility for it, because maybe osanga singa wa taking our responsibility, we wouldn't have lost a life. So tubasaba nnyo okubeera abantu ab'obuvunanyizibwa nga mukozesa amakubo eri gwa atambula ku bigere pedestrian, gwavuga emmotoka nawe avuga ipikipiki. Tubeera abantu ab'obuvunanyizibwa tugoberere the road signs. Let us understand when to abantu abamu kuba ebitaala, abantu abamu we don't know where to cross from, abakozesa ebigere. So let us all know, be responsible road users. Sobola okubanga ate tukendeezaako koko kububenje obuli mukutoka makubo. We all know here in Uganda, everyone we are nearing Christmas, road accidents zeyongera. So here we come and caution you, because it has been the trend, it will always be. We do not know how this is going to end, but also I want to tell you, everyone we are nearing Christmas, obubenje ku makubo bweyongera. Abagoba b'ebidduka batandika okuvugisa ebimama, because now transport is going to hike, era nga baagala okulaba nti ate bakola akasente. You have a kid and owa boda abaana abatiise nga abagattise, so it isn't good. Abamama batwala abaana ku masomero, tubeere bamama ab'obuvunanyizibwa. Abaana tebutuyina sente, kale abaana mubatambuze, muleme okubatika ku boda abaana batano nga bali ku boda yemu olwokuba oyagala okutaasa akasente, naye ate wabula noteeka abaana obulamu bw'abaana bo mu matigga. I want to tell you, when we near Christmas in Uganda, accidents go high on the roads. We have just lost a lot of people last week mukabenje akali ekiryandonga akatwalira ddala obulamu bw'abantu obwawera ddala 5 mu basatu. When you see police coming out and agreeing to the number like, yeah, it is 53, just know it was more than that. Just know it was more than that. So I want to implore you to be very, very cautious on the road. Wabo tambulira mu bus and the bus driver is driving anyhow, call out on them. Most of the time when we call them out, they will ask you to get out, but it is okay, you can get out and get another car, other than you staying in a bus that is going to take your life. So please, own your voice, advocate for your life, and call out to these bad drivers. Actually, our police batuwane number. Capture a video and send it on that number. Sobola kubanga ate otasa obulamu bwo, ate notasa n'obulamu bw'abantu abalala. I want to tell you, today in the studios ngenda kubeera n'omukulu Maseruka Sadat. We are going to be talking politics. Mbeera y'ebyobufuzi nga bweri mu ggwanga Uganda. Agenda tubuulira how DF is, preparing for akalute bayina presidential candidate. So kitegeeza nti your pressure yaabwe si nnyingi nnyo as compared to other political parties that have presidential candidates, but also have to field MPs and other leaders in different positions. Twalabye ekibiina kya NUP nga kivayo nga kigamba naye esente ngazi bulamu. We saw the president of NUP nga agendako ate ku ntaana y'omukulu nga awa his respects. It brought out mixed emotions. Other people condemning him for doing that, others also applauding him nga bagamba politics w'okubanga tuwalangana bannange tumukomye. It is kind of it was an act that people saw like, it is bringing unity, while others think it wasn't called for. It is politics of sympathy, and they call it out and say that is an act of amateur politics, which I wouldn't want to say like that, because we saw other leaders going there and paying tribute. So we wouldn't want to call out Kyagulanyi Ssentamu and terming it as amateur politics, but well, as political commentators are all going to have their own opinions on such acts, but for me is some kind of action that is kind of bridging the gap between the Acholis and the Bagandas, and that kind of grudge that has been there for a long time. It is now the right time to kind of bring unity. Uganda ni straight agokubanga ate twegatta, other than okubeeranga tutambuza politics okubanga tweyawula. So as for me, it is an act. It was a good act to kind of go there and pay tribute. Yaddenga abantu abamu balabira ddala nti tekyabadde kintu kirungi nnyo. Omugenyi wange aneegaseeko era nga agenda kubanga ababuuzaako, tugenda tandikirawo the political stories unfolding, the promises, the power plays, the pretense, it is all high. But it is now upon you to understand and realize who is your leader and who isn't, who is for the people and who is not for the people, for you to be ready to cast that vote come January 15th, when you are looking for the president that is going to be taking us for the next 5 years up to 2031. So nze wano ngenda kubanga mbagamba nti awo manifesto eyo mugitunulira bulungi nnyo n'amaanyi mugianalyzing, listen to those messages abakulembeze ze bali mukubawa. The other I was listening to Nandala Mafabi talking about the tax on everything, and he's telling us we are paying a lot of taxes, but our taxes are not helping us because they are landing in the wrong hands. So now he wants to come out and clear some stuff, which is a good thing. I think it is a good thing, but I'm not saying that he is the right candidate. It depends on you. What do you want for the country? You as a people, what do you want? So I welcome my guest of the day, Maseruka Sadat. I'm really humbled to have you today. Yes, and we are really excited to have your analysis of the political climate as it is in Uganda today. Very good morning.
A good morning to the viewers of the TikTok. Sadat Maseruka is my name. Apologies for having come a bit late. However,
apology accepted.
It is an honor and a pleasure that we are given the opportunity to come and speak to the nation regarding the future of this country, politic-wise. Yes.
DF
jeri kibina kya kamala emyezi ena mukyanga kironchingibwe Masaka. Era kisobodde okuba nti mu bbanga ery'emyezi ena kisimbyewo ebifo ku buli abesimbyewo bali ku buli mutendera gwonna okuva ku local government. Era twakonkuludize n'okunominating aba MPs abasukka 10 oba oliawo tufunako hafu yaabo tuyinza okubanga tuli mu ggwanga lino
okujjako ekyo bwa president
ekyo National Council yatuula the topmost organ nesalawo nti emyezi ena gye twakamalawo tuyinza okutategekeka bulungi nga twesimbye okuba president naye kiba beta netuparticipating mu bifo ebirala ate n'ensonga gye twateekawo nti amateeka g'ebyokulonda gaba nga tegakyuse bulungi nga tugataddeeko ssiro okubaako kitukyusa okwetaba mu kalulu k'obwa president kiyinza okutubeerera ekizibu okunvisinga Bannayuganda nti yadde tebinatereera bulungi naye ate wetuli. So ensonga ezo ne tuziraba nga zasimba obutateekawo presidential candidate, naye neife ebirala netusalawo nti tujja kwesimbawo nti wakiriko.
Wakiri. How has been the process yokuba nti you have your candidates nominate and you know roll them out?
The process ya nomination is mad with a lot of especially in the conduct of some connivance with the Electoral Commission and some candidates purportedly. Kuba ekisinga okutwewunyisa ye mechanism Electoral Commission gyekozesa okuverifyinga signatures. Utuka ino okugamba nti guno omukono teguli mu register. Oyina opportunity ki approving Electoral Commission to omukono guli mu register osobola okunominating within time. Omukono
gwa candidate omukono gwa second.
Omukono gwa second gwa nominator n'omuntu yenna kati that level of secrecy take out transparency kakasida nti omukono baguganye genuinely. Oba ne butuuka ne bakugamba nti network teriko tusobola kuverifyinga emikono giro linda mujja kuma wenja.
So do you think Electoral Commission was conniving with some other people?
I said allegedly.
To kind of frustrate your candidates?
Allegedly there is some level of connivance. Why? Candidate omu wajja network ebekola bulungi. Abala we bajja ga bakola ko mbabiri balaga network egize. So
but that is possible. Maseruka, if you look at it critically and you also look at how our networks in Uganda are, you can really understand that it is very possible.
That is glorifying of incompetence. Tukirize tugane nti tugenda tuli mu digital era kati nze sola kubeera penalized because of an inefficiency and a problem of the Electoral Commission. Tize mikono njirese.
It might be
kakati tuweza kungamba nti abatalina network balemedde okuverifyinga ate nze mba nkosebwa kubanze wembambi kuletedde
obuvunanyizibwa bwange mbukoze
obugwe gwa kumaking sure ate nga nti sina network data as a result okubanga gwe tewetegese bulungi nze mbambonabona ekyo kiba tekiba kyabwenkanya
obuzibu si bwa electoral commission nga it is obuzibu bwa government ngayinza tekoze mulimu gwayo mu butuufu so you find that these institutions are being affected.
Etteeka li Electoral Commissions Act likwasa Electoral Commission obuyinza bwonna ku nsonga zonna ez'ebyokulonda. Kakati we tugamba government nabo abali mu government abasinga nabo balwanira bifo byabwe kuddanga bakola ki nga beesimbyewo. So government gitwogerako essaawa eno eyaweebwa obuvunaanyizibwa ekitu kya government it is the Electoral Commission era esaba budget era yeteeka emyaka 5 nga yeteekateeka era sisuubira nti mu myaka egy'etaano esaba sente ezimala ne training aba staff ekimala nefuna ne equipments ezimala era nesaba wabeerawo obuwaayiro mu mateeka obugira ebisa okukola emirimu gyayo obulungi esaba ennongoosereza zikolebwe so that ekola emirimu gyayo efficiently neeba tekikoze era gye tuba tulina okubulaminga.
So bw'otunuulira ogamba nti ng'ovudde ku the connivance of the EC ebintu tebyalitambudde bubi kusinzira abamu bali mu kugamba akasente babadde ebimu tebirina akasente. How has it been mu DF akasente komukayina?
It is members participatory initiatives that have assisted in political parties. Nti member omunga awulira nti political party oba akkiriza mu ideology yaayo yateekawo embeera n'okulaba nti agetinga nominated oba akwasiza akawula ne bagetinga nominated. Ebibiina ebyobufuzi byakatandika okufuna kye bayita civic awareness in terms of independence in funding. Nti abantu balo tebakimanyi oba tebakimanyi nti ebibiina by'obufuzi actually they are vehicles that actually is keeping this nation in unity, is keeping abantu okuba nti fenna tuli involved in the governance of this country. Kibula nti kati funding etandise okujja ate naye ekyali limited to only those that are in parliament. So kati ebibiina by'obufuzi ne DF we are looking for money naye era nete kitugana kutambula olwa strong message sindika eri abantu.
Are you also looking for money okuva mu ba president bayita imperialists? The president says are being funded by imperialists. So
that is a personal opinion that has no proof. He has never said it because imperialist is a very big word. Which kind of imperialists? Are they in the USA? Are they in the UK? Are they where? Are they in China? Again,
wherever they are.
So that is a blanket statement that cannot be verified or quantified. And the Democratic Front is a social democratic center-left political party. So abakkiriza mu ideology eyo mu Uganda ne bannayuganda kuba ekibiina kya bannayuganda beekunganya ne bateekamu sente mu kibiina kyabwe.
Okay. Well, tugenda kubanga tutandika discussion yaffe nga bwegenda okubanga etambulira ddala for the next 1 hour. We are going to analyze the current political climate mu Uganda nga bweri kusinzira ku gwe nga tujiwe percentage, tusoke tujiwe percentage out of 10. How do you rate the current political atmosphere out of 10?
The current political atmosphere out of 10 ekyali around 4, maybe November oyinza okuyingira 10.
Why hasn't it gained? Lwaki tenagaininga momentum?
Tenagaininga momentum, one, because we have been fed on narratives for the last 4-5 years. Tetulina what we call an issue-based campaign. Nti yes toyina nsonga gyowesimbako gyogamba nti ono bwankolera kino ngenda kumulonda bwansuubiza okukola kino oba bino bitwetaaga mu kitundu kyaffe tulwaninze nnyo narratives zetuyita populist chants nti oli nekiba nti tezilong lasting. That means buli luvannyuma lwa bbanga olina okureinventing otekewo chant endala but n'obanga olina ensonga kw'oyimiridde nti ensonga yaffe etutwala mu kwesimbawo etutwala mu parliament okuleeta amateeka agagenda okuleeta ennongoosereza mu ngeri gye tulondebwamu mu bifo byonna ebyobukulembeze ekyo kiri long lasting. Kisukka ku onule okugamba nti essaawa yonna tugenda mu ntebe So naye ensonga eno oba togituukiriza within 5 years osobola okugiddako the next 5 years.
Yes.
Era n'ogamba nti ensonga erako okuleeta ennongoosereza oba okuleetawo obukulembeze obuteenyigira mu corruption ne bakuteeka ku testi eyo nti ono kasita akola n'atusibira ono abadde basendeze mu omusolo, that means awo akola. Naye kakati campaign nebeera nga eri around kasita abantu bakuŋŋaana ne ba shouting at those popular chants, at the end of the day bavaawo nga tebalina kiki batwala waka kunnyonnyola balala nti atazze muraali, atazze kuwuliriza mukulembeze gwazze ozaayo kimugamba nti abannaye omusajja tugenda mu wakalu agenda kola bwe kibi. Ate it is all across all political parties.
No. When you got in here, I was telling my viewers that Nandala was in Mbale. And the people of Mbale welcomed him in huge numbers. And he had a message, by the way. Yabadde nga ali kumenya emisolo ejiri ku buli kintu kye tuteekako essente, ku mafuta, ku migaati, ku sukaali, on everything. Ng'alaga omusolo bannayuganda gwe bali mukuwa. Era n'atutegeeza nti singa aba aweereddwa obuyinza n'agenda mu ntebe agenda kubanga ate afuula bannayuganda okubenefitinga mu misolo gye basasula, sinakindi okugikendeezaako egimu n'agijjawo. Kati oyo aba talina message. Nze already message nagicapitalize. olaba messaging ne modes of communicating that message
zibeera in tandem, zitambulira wamu. Ekisooka buli political party eri mu kalulu, I believe, in a manifesto.
Kituufu.
Naye manifesto ezo tebasobodde zitranslating into people's brains oba into people's conversations. So sigamba nti olwokuba nti campaign
tebazifudde nnyangungu za bantu kutandika kubanga ba relatinga nazo.
Yes, kati okugamba nti campaign teriimu issues tekitegeeza nti parties ezirina manifestos, balina well written manifestos. Naye translating those manifestos, passing on that message ebeere nga enyikira mu bantu nga no gwogambe gye yabadde iziti misindwa. Nga avudde asobola okuddayo n'annyonnyola n'afuuka ambassador owa manifesto eyo. Kati gwe akitegedde because oli mu media, naye wootuuka ku bantu abaatendize rally eyo abaera ajja kugamba asinga bajja kuba bafunyemu kimu nti FDC yabadde wano. Other than getting that wetulonda presidential candidate wa FDC ayimiridde ku nsonga ya kumenya nti emisolo gyonna gikola ki jikka. So naye akina mu manifesto ye ayogera ku bintu bingi mu manifesto ye, naye the mode of communication and transmitting it into an issue based campaign tulemeddwa nga bannabyabufuzi ogituukiriza in this election.
So how do we get away from that kind of situation? Because now
secondly another issue why campaign tenatuuka tena gaining a momentum is the unpredictability of the electoral commission. Leero ekyusa date eno ino nekola date eri kati kwegamba neyeteekateeka okubanga abeera mu kalulu afuna obuzibu okumanya what are the precise dates. Recently abantu bali bumanyi kati akalu kayongezwa election ya presidential and parliamentary yayongezeddwayo olunaku lulamba. Nominations bajja bazikyusa paka ku last minute. So nakyo nekimeekanga nga kiteekawo a certain level of uncertainty mu election period gye tulimu. So abantu ne balemwa okuteekayo nnyo ebirowoozo kuba omanyisa bino bagenda bikyusa. Oyinza okubanga okampeyini nze ng'ogaga atubongeddeyo wiiki oba wiiki tugikendeezezzaako because everything is possible tukirabye.
Naye bwe tubanga tuli mu kulivinga mu uncertainty, doesn't that kuleetera gwe ali mu kuparticipatinga mu election mu byobufuzi bino okubeera nti weofuna akadde kakozese bulungi nti ne bwe banaasembeza date you have already traversed the country. Never bajongezaayo. You have done your job.
And some elections have a statutory period of time upon which people must campaign. tokera bukezi ku machago
yes kati ba president baba rolling out
yes.
you go and campaign
yes.
so kati fetusubira nti mwe mugenda kozesa akadde electoral commission keba wadde okutuuka ku buli muntu
ekyo tekibana kya bwenkanya ng'ogamba nti kankosa akadde kado akaba kampeereddwa oba kanene oba katono ekyo Democratic Front kyali okugamba nti tugenda mu kalulu nga tuli mu period gye tutategeera ogenda campaigninga kuva banga ki na banga ki notuka ku presidential election nga bweri essaawa eno district emu erimu constituencies entono nyinzo balina constituencies 5 naye ng'olina okugicampaigningamu districts 2 buli lunaku olw'okuba nti electoral commission yakendeza obudde kakati obunafuna ddi obudde obuconvincing abantu across all those districts in Uganda nga buli district oyitamu mpite olina okuba districts 2 omulundi gumu so ekyo kendeeza oba okugaziya obudde nakyo kitenteekateeka ya munabyabufuzi yandibadde agamba nti ngenda kukozesa ennaku 3 niwamugamba kati olina 28 yandibadde agamba nti kakati sente zennina zimaliza ennaku 3 niwamugamba tukuwadde ennaku 5 so byonna kyokka nga yali apulani ennaku ameka 3 so byonna biddayo ne binyigirizo yaba yeesimbyewo there must be certainty nti akalulu kagenda kubeerawo mu bbanga bweriti kubeera the constitution eteekawo time frame nti within this period before yes. and after so kakati naye ate tekitegeeza nti ate space gyebakwasiza electoral commission okudetermininga when the election shall specifically happen ate yo baja abusing bapushinga kino bapulinga kino bapushinga kino bapulinga so kati bakanisa basinga ne frustration ogifuna for instance obadde omanyi ogenda campaigninga
kati for awo wenyini frustration ejetya gwe wabadde kumanyi nti bakulonda ku 14 ne bakongeza nti bakulonda ku 15 how can that frustrate you
yes one wembanga nina abalonzi bange 15 for instance nga ba businessmen but they are flying in and out of the country nga bamanyi on the 14th bakomawo kunonda ne bakyusa nagamba mujje ku 16th obanga agamba ngenda kulonda ku 14th ku 15th I move out so kati otta programu z'abantu totana za candidate yeka n'abantu abalelainga ko kubanze eya campaigninga mu week yasooka nga bamaze mu nominate nga presidential candidate nga banaye ngenda kuzomezi 14 temunera biranga kakata ino okudaya bagainga banaye 15 temunera biranga so ne messaging ajitta
Sadat until we are in a digital era.
Yes.
So, why aren't candidates taking advantage of the digital era?
The internet.
Bakola campaigns online and offline. Wherever to say physically, bakola campaigns online.
The penetration of internet in this country and the use of smartphones and social media naye ina limitations zaayo. Kakati fetwagala abalonzi bonna because all Ugandans are equal and their votes carry the same weight. Therefore sijja kulayinga nnyo kwabo abali tech survey abali ku Twitter abayina access to a smartphone and they can afford internet. The majority actually aba relying ku other forms of traditional media. Yes. Abamu ba relying ngo ina kubatukako abamu is by what
radio is penetrating
and radio it is also a huge inconvenience kuba ogenda kutuka ku radio zimunga waliyo abatazirina nga information etuka mbitunde ebe it is by word of mouth chovola wandigambye ntate mukubarale buli candidate tumuwe banga agende nga addressing a media but the reason as to why tugenda mbitundu ebintu awamu it is by word of mouth kati tubade nkugamba nti in some areas ba candidates baba frustrating okwesimbawo because there was no internet and the commission will tell you that we are not the suppliers of internet naffe we are relying on the infrastructure of Uganda nti wano wetuli internet naffe ino obuzibu
the internet is
yes no? Kakati twinza kunga that because we're in a digital era to concentrating enyo mostly it is good that we are moving towards that direction. However, we should also recognize the challenges that are still ahead.
Okuzayo ku point ye okuba nti ba candidates oba abantu batambudde nnyo ne sloganeering tebayina nnyo message. Whose problem is it? zaffe abalonzi nti tetuleetedde bantu bano kubanga batuwa ekintu ekiri concrete oba zaaba abaagala otukulembera nti tebarespectinze be baagala kukulembera?
It is in two folds. Ekisooka abakulembeze teba havinze what we call a people-centered campaign. Campaign webanga eri people-centered osooka in developing a manifesto.
Which of they have that?
Yes, which they have. Naye ng'okola manifesto nga eri tailored towards the people's needs. Sinawulirayo, and I will be informed, any political party that formulated a very nice manifesto that first made the consultations with the areas that of the people that they want to represent to enrich their manifestos. Shobola abantu candidate wabanga agenda mu kitundu ebizibu ebire Karamojja ate sibi ebiri Erakai. So yadde fena tuba tuwogera ku national issues naye ate balina okwera mu manifesto yo nti faabe Karamojja mu manifesto eno kikye tulinamu faabe Erakai ki ekye tulinamu nga faabe Bunyoro. So
tiwe tugenda Erakai,
yes.
What message fits abantu be Erakai?
Yes.
Bizibu ki ebibaluma?
Ate yo message erina okubanga nayo wongisoma mu manifesto neraba munzi ow'Erakai neraba munzi ow'Ebunyoro nera munze wa Arua. Kakati wokola manifesto nga eri general nga eri generalizing of all areas of Uganda which have specific unique problems or making obanga oli detached with the reality. Nti bajja bajja bisomamu bakunologinge nti this is a very good manifesto naye terini mukinyusi ffe kisobola tu intriguinga kugamba nti we are part of this.
Does not relate with the people.
Yes, of this cause. So eyo ensonga emu. Ensonga ey'okubiri ye y'abantu okubanga they have the lack of empathy and the lack of general disinterest in politics. Nti abantu balina detachment gye bataddewo regards elections, regarding politics and politicians. Nti in the circumstances they have seen it all. They have elected people they believe that could represent them fully, but at the end of the day they have been disappointed. They have elected people and lined up, wasted their time, and the electoral commission has done otherwise, and they have declared some other candidate. Abasinga ne batuuka ekiseera nga balaba nti politics has become as an avenue of trading insults, of demeaning people, and of creating an atmosphere that is not conducive for everybody. Kati awo nabo ne bagamba atubibalekedde kuba kugambye nti we have, I don't know if it is deliberate, refused for the last 4 years to have issue-based politics. Tubade to running narratives, to running chants and slogans. Instead of getting critical issues, abantu kubana ready wagainti ono Sadat Maseruka. Wetumulaba kino kyayimiddeko. Nti ensonga za yimiddeko nti zezino nti wetumulaba tumanyi nti ABC
ensonga ze za simba.
Yes, tajja compromising ku zino. Naye tiwali candidate gosolaga nti ku kino ne kino ono ye za symbolizinga.
Naye kakati bwe tutunuulira ensonga bwe zityo nga bwatyo politics, let's say it has taken the turn nga ye gwe mwatwa gwe tukutte. Can you just painting a picture in the future?
Well,
how it will be mo 2026 nga people are voting the chants, not the messages.
That means that each and every 5 years we shall have new legislators. Kitegeeza nti anasinga okubeera ne popular chant
enesinga okwatwa abantu omugamba
that very time
yagenda okufuna.
So era oli tajja concentrating ku service delivery, ajja concentrating on how do I keep myself popular, how do I make sure that I get the necessary traffic, people to know that I do exist, nsigalenga banonda naye nga siyina tangible results. Era kijja kutuleetera n'abakulembeze abakyabulamu olw'ensonga nti being popular and being a good leader, they are two different things, and actually in most cases they are opposite. Kakati wetubanga tubesinga okuchoosing who can lead us nga tubesinze on how somebody can galvanize a chant, create a populism approach, n'afuna obukulembeze. That means that each and every election cycle tujja kuba tunoonya ani atrendinga than ani asobola okutusavinga.
Okay, ensonga ndowooza tuzitegedde bulungi nnyo. Kino kindeetera okubanga mbabuuza mmwe ab'ekibiina kya DF. Temuyina presidential candidate. Is there someone you are supporting?
Well, ekibiina, it is an entity on its own that speaks through its organs. Ekibiina, one of the organs ekiba nakyo kiba ne delegates conference, kiba ne national executive committee, kiba ne national council. The topmost organ is the national council. National council yatula neisa resolution. Tetugenda participating in the 2026 general elections at the presidential level. However, we are not going to support any other candidate. Why? Because ngamba candidate betulabawo so far tewali ali aligninze ne ideologies zaffe n'ebigendero byaffe. Tewali yali atusuubiza nti nze ku issues zammwe ku electoral reforms kwenyimiridde nange. Ku issues zammwe on the release of all political prisoners including Dr. Kizza Besigye, I am standing with you. Kuba candidates abaliwo. Nobody had equally approached us formally. N'atugaa nti badnaye
tusaba buwagizi bwa
yes, so tekisooka kuba nti kugambye era senga that request had come yandiyise through those organs netuka mu national council negisalawo naye olw'ensonga ezo nti tewali ayimiridde ku nsonga ffe ze tuyimiriddeko mu kalulu kano utu teri n'omwazi officially kutugamba nti nze bannaye nsobola okuteekawo arrangement netukolagana netutambuza bwe tuti ensonga therafu netusalawo tetulina bwe tugenda kuwagira.
So mugambye let the best candidate win oba opposition oba alieri?
Well, we are an opposition political party and it would be our pride if an opposition political party takes power.
Twagedde ku digital era. Njagala relating in digital activism. We have seen a shift in activism nti yava ku street nadda online. Naye bw'otunuulira ku digital activism eno, does it still influence real change? Is it influencing real change as per the situation in Uganda currently?
The emergence of digital activism at the onset was a very novel and innovative mechanism of doing activism and holding leaders accountable.
Yes.
Era kya achieving some level of success. However, nga any other good initiative, sometimes they get to be hijacked. So digital activism then natandika okubeera prone to blackmail, to propaganda and other mechanisms of abuse of the internet freedoms. Nti, whereas some elements are using it to actually hold leaders accountable, some are exploiting it to propagate blackmail, propaganda against the very leaders that they want to hold accountable. So it's creating a doubt in the entire digital space of activism. Nekirala nekita nekituyita the physical interaction and physical agitation for real change. Nti instead of people organizing themselves to show their dissatisfaction on the streets physically, they have resorted to sitting in their sitting rooms and agitating, which does not actually create a pinch. Because
develop hashtags.
Yes, they develop hashtags. Because in most cases, you will find that the people that are agitating do not have a physical touch with the population. For instance, there was an issue of in a row of lack of solar panels, and I think the Speaker of Parliament had promised to restock that health facility. However, it took 4 years. Now, people that were agitating were people from Arua, but they are not physically in Arua. Now, how does the person in Arua that is actually mostly affected by this lack of energy in the hospital participate Because the one that is refusing to do so will say that those ones are shouting that they are not actually the beneficiaries. Now the beneficiaries are seated.
Naye obuzibu nzawo siraba obuzibu. Because even if I am not a beneficiary, my work as an advocate is to advocate for what is just.
Yes.
And what is fair.
Yes.
So, ne bwe mbanga mbeera jinja, ng'ekala moja babbye solar panels ezirina okubeera ku ddwaliro. As an advocate, nina okuvaayo to call out bad character.
Yes.
So you don't come out and say you are not a beneficiary, and so you do not have a touch with the impact of the lack of solar panels.
I am not blaming the online activists. What I'm saying is that it creates obwannakigwanyizi. Nti bo abakirimu directly, they are not complaining.
No.
Gwe ali ataliwo, you are fighting on their behalf, but bo benyini tebataddeyo initiative okulaga nti really oli kyalwanirira waggulu naffe kyetwagala. Kyengezaako point yetegezaako okuleeta eri nti online activism translated into real action on the streets. Nti ojja kubeera eyo ogambe nti abantu b'egindi bafa, abantu b'egindi naye nga bo tebasobola kwekulamu mulimu gw'oignitinze online gufuuke real wansi ku ground.
Oyagala mobilization that people are doing online bagireete ku ground.
The mobilization should translate into real action on the ground, because the purpose of online mobilization not to stop there but to achieve real results.
Hasn't there been online protests ezirese change ku ground?
Online protests jemmanyeemu yali egezezaako n'okutranslating into
real change ku ground.
Yali ekubye focus ku parliament. Yes, however, there is a lot of online activism that actually is just moves in waves. It does not even have actual impact on the ground, and it is moving from one hashtag to another, other than translating into real action and getting tangible results. There is a lot of mismanagement in the judiciary. There is a lot of disappearance and kidnap of people. However, there is only online voices that are talking about that. No initiative has been done to make this actually a national issue and really a physical issue. Yet, fena kitukwatako. Ekyo kiddayo nti the online activism ebeera successful nga erese impact obanga galvanizing nze fenna netujja mu online spaces netujja netugiteeka in action on the ground.
So how then do we translate this online activism okugireeta ku ground okulaba nti ereeta change mu bantu?
What being genuine?
Oyagala gamba mu bantu abali active online, they are not as genuine.
You see, 80%, or if not 50, okay, let me not say 80%. The percentage of those that we are seeing mostly fighting online, they do not have a physical, what we call a physical address, or an attachment that so and so has said, for instance, this has happened, let we show our dissatisfaction. That kind of person, you cannot attach their name to a face. Kati, people will not follow. They will follow you online, but they cannot follow on the streets. So there is a lot of working into pseudo accounts. There are a lot of online agitation of people that are infamous or unknown. Kakati jukira nti wetuwanga tugamba that we are actually activists. We must attach value to the word activists. Nti activists, you stand for what you believe in, no matter the circumstances or the costs. Now, you are agitating people to come on streets online.
But you are in a pseudo account.
They do not know. Then they are saying, let us go. But you are the one that is giving them information. You are the one that is well versed with the information. But you cannot lead them to the streets. So they will also only come and support and retreat, and life ends there. Because you yourself, you cannot be seen at the forefront in agitating on what you are telling them to do.
Naye obuzibu katuchi relating n'abakulembeze baffe bwe tunulira ku mulembe gwa Dr. Kizza Besigye bwe wabeerangawo issue people based issue ng'akulembera ku street nagamba na tuko emiyendo gy'ebintu gyekanamye abantu bakooye, so he will go on the street.
True.
To act as an example. So abakulembeze betulina ku guno omulembe, should we say they do not have the omutima gwa activism oba ogambye mbu activist yalina okuba activist no matter what happens to them? You should be ready. The threats, the imprisonment, the abduction, you'll be ready for everything. So tugambe nti abakulembeze betufunye mu mulembe guno, they are not, relating with the issues of the people oba tebanayiga kubeera nnyo ku ground oba batya. Run okutya nako kubeera. Because anything can happen to you if you just come out and bring out your head.
You see zisubira nti batya. Because tuina app gye bayita TikTok whereby people have used it obviously in a different way other than agitating for the cause. But in this, people make video calls. So that means that they are ready for the circumstances where their videos will go.
But if I am making a video call, I am in Canada.
That is where the dissatisfaction comes from. Inti ye activist ali one project kumugamba anti goro kubo shooting the video in your comfort in your apartment in Canada, ye aje achiteke in action on your behalf. So that's chikulaga nti omukulembeze ne wa activist tosobola leading abantu mu lutalo lutasobola making sacrifices for no matter the circumstances. I know there are a lot of laws, a lot of intimidation, there is a lot of arrests, a lot of kidnap and arrests. However, wobanga oli ku cause ngoyagala ku leading abantu, it cannot be an online endeavor to send without you actual positive participation. Chovolaba chiwanyo opportunity abadi campaigning oba bakuba narrative zezo nti agamba nti let the people abagitating balidinge. Why is it supposed to always be you, yet the people that actually are well versed with these issues are not where to be seen? And being a leader, you do not find it good or actually appeasing when your people are being mistreated, your people are being hounded. And for you say that for me, let me just pass on the information. I keep in my comfort zone, but my people are being arrested. They are being threatened. If the threats are to start, let they start with you. If they are arrested, let they start with you. That's why good leaders lead at the forefront.
They don't lead from
and we're in a generation whereby people will talk about something, it will trend, but it will not go beyond that.
Yes.
Because leaders are not ready to be at the forefront, walking the talk of the things they have promised.
But you sinzira ku point zozo what the current political atmosphere or ratings at 4 out of 10. Tugambe nti ne digital activism contribute nze kubeera nga ejjamu koka momentum mu kalulu.
Ate mu aspect ya dissemination of information, awareness amongst the population,
yes,
especially the elite population, digital activism is very key. Promoting the new self-awareness and civic competence of the population. Era abantu ne 4 out of 10 jetulineyo, it is almost given to the online interactions and conversations that are ongoing regarding the governance of this country. You'll find that the traditional media can easily be controlled. However, the online media has been able to enlighten and bring to the fore most of the things that would have been hidden by the traditional media. Okay. So the fall that we are having is because we have an active online space whereby very many people are actively disseminating information and giving opinions regarding politics.
Tuyina engeri esobola okuddamu kwoli activism wa street because oyo gwe twavaako ne tudda eno. Is there a way nti tusobola okuzza activism oli eyali owo ku street ng'abantu we balaba ensonga bajja kwesowolayo bagende ku streets bagambe this is wrong?
Yes.
How do we do that?
It is just about having leaders that are ready to lead at the forefront. Because the leaders we are having at the moment, they are only good at making narrations. Because if a leader is dissatisfied with something, they have options. 1, talk about it. 2, make means of stopping that thing to happen again. So if we only stop at talking about it, we can never come back to the streets to have what we call the physical interactions with our problems.
Katugende ku presidential campaigns, when you look at ekibiina kya NRM, they are protecting the gains they have achieved in the past 40 years. Bwe tunuulira ebibiina ebirala ebya opposition, everyone has their own different manifestos. Buli omu alina bya promisinga okukolera eggwanga Uganda. Ne bwe tunuulira candidate w'ekibiina kya NRM, ne message gyali mu kuwaaba and how he's doing his campaigns. He doesn't seem like he's asking for votes. But tunuulira ku ngeri gyali mukola mu campaigns ze, he seems really comfortable. Sigamba nti he's on pressure nti alina abantu abali contesting against him. It seems like kana akalulu kamwanguyidde nnyo as compared to the previous ones. What is your take on that?
Akalulu tekanaba kugwa, so tozaga nti kamwanguyidde.
Ne bwe tunuulira engeri gyali mukola mu campaigns ze.
Kyekisooka. No, there are issues regarding that.
What are the issues?
Ekisooka lwaki akalulu omukalabanga we kali on their side. Otandikira ku the slogan they chose.
Who? The NRM.
NRM, which is protecting
the gains.
In their belief, they believe they have made some gains. So,
in your belief, you don't believe they've made some gains.
In their belief,
how about in your own?
You see, when you talk of promoting, it is what? Protecting the gains.
Yes.
I must feel it in my pocket that I have acquired some 20,000 and I am protecting the 20,000. If the young person does not have the 20,000, does not have a job to protect, does not have an health insurance, does not have school fees, does not have where to earn a living, does not have money, is actually overtaxed, there's no gain they are protecting. It is just people consolidating their route that they have so far acquired. So boba believing inti baina kye bakoze. N'olwekyo tobeera
so bali mukukuuma ekyo kye bakoze.
So era ne campaign yaabwe kulaga nti we are comfortable protecting so far what we have
gained.
We have gained. Kakati tosuubira muntu ayayaana ku campaigninga ng'omuntu alina kyakuuma. Eyakumeganzi kyeza nti weekiri nyongerako bwongezi. Ayayaana yaga nti njagala nteekewo ki. N'ekirala being comfortable in the campaign is as a result of the Public Code and Management Act. Titekkiriza bimala bya opposition, if not in elections, to go out to the public to sell their agenda.
But
kati tutunuulira candidate kwata emyaka 2 emabega nga wadde campaigninga under the PDM tours. Ebitundu bye mugamba okuddamu campaigninga abibaddemu for the last 2 years. Ng'akola campaign almost all areas of this country azigenzeemu under the pretext of the PDM tours.
Ngalambula PDM program.
Bw'okugamba nti leero awummudde yakola dda campaign waga nti kikuzaayo ku kiri. They are protecting what they have already so far amassed. Nti gwe otandise campaign ng'eyagitandika dda emyaka emeka, gwe otandise campaign ng'eteekatera okukkiriza na kufuluma headquarters zo kugenda bitundu birala. Naye yamaze emyaka 2 nga all parts of this country azigenzeemu ate physically.
Ngalambula projects za PDM.
Abadde campaigning under the guise of PDM tours. Kakati kino ali mugezaako kuteekako icing on the sugar. Ku cake yagibakinga dda. Kakati
Kyovola ntulabe ennaku ezimu nga leero president atambudde awumuddemu.
Kubanga yagendayo dda bagenzo bakkiriza campaigninga nga yabasookayo dda. Era tewaliwo equality in arms. Nti goyina emyezi 3 okutambula ebitundu ebyo byonna naye abitambulidde emyaka 2. Kakati kikyagenda okukola mu myezi 3 kyatakoze emyaka 2 mabega. n'olwekyo
nanti luli abadde nga taselinga message ya manifesto ye luli tubadde nga ku issue ya PDM
anti ekyo narrative gwaji painting akugambye abadde campaigninga era nga watuka
no it is you who is painting a different narrative to the population.
Yes, because he has been campaigning and that is why in most areas he has reached yatuukangayo nga agaba ku sente yatuukangayo nga agaba ku bintu yatuukangayo nga agoba kuba bapwale performing civil servants yatuukangayo nga waba natuuka mu kitundu enguudo zaawo nga sinimekolo emulaba ku zitractor so yagenda campaigninga nga amakinga sure message ye etuuka ku buli kyalo mu bitundu ebyo without elections nakozesa the power of the incumbency kakati naye nga abamuvuganya oba baka abamobilize outside ngeteeka livayo libakola ki libakwata so wadimbe n'obuta campaigninga kuba yakikola dda emyezi 3 talina kyagenda kipya kyagenda kusiringa kyogamba okutunda manifesto gyataatunda era n'okugamba nti they are protecting gains ye waaba atambudde alaba alina byakoze eki
byakoze
byo bitalabika
no ebbanga lyamala nga atambula nga alambula PDM programs or PDM projects ekitegeeza yalaba nti alina byakoze of which they are protecting as the party of NRM.
Anti nze nakugambye dda protecting the gains must also translate into reality.
Yes.
So yes, in reality what gains is can a young person comfortably stand to say that I'm protecting, that I'm running a small scale business that is overtaxed, that I am renting a shop in an arcade whereby I'm supposed to pay in dollars, that I have spent years after graduation that I did not have a job, that I applied for a job but due to nepotism it was given to somebody else whereas I was qualified for the same. So there is nothing to protect there.
But when you listen to these candidates, the presidential candidates, and the messages they are selling to the people, you find that some of them, not all of them, some of them have touched real issues eziruma abantu, while others bayinza okubanga tebannayiga to package the message to okujiwa abantu naye nga abamu balina message entuufu naye okuzaayo koko NRM katono nnyo. How do we draw the line between when the president lwali mu kukola emirimu gye nga president w'eggwanga naddi lwa campaigninga nga candidate w'ekibiina kya NRM?
Yes. The Democratic Front byebyo ebintu byeyogerako mu electoral reforms and also the conduct of the transition. For instance, tugambe nti ekisanja kya president kiweddeyo tali eligible kuddamu kwesimbawo. Kati obudde nga tali mu campaign ate tagenda kukomawo nga president. How do we prepare ourselves as a nation on bringing in a new president? Two, president oyo wabanga akyesimbawo powers kizasigaza na ziriwa zakola ki zabanga takyasobola ku effectively to exercise.
When we had term limits in the constitution, ebyo ebintu tebyastatingibwa properly, because when you put in term limits, then we know that you realize there will be that time when the sitting president isn't going for campaigns, but still we expect another president coming in. So kitegeeza waliwo ebintu awo bye bastating, and I should be that before they remove the
1995 constitution of Uganda nga bweri amended, waliwo clauses ezimu, waliwo articles ezimu ezitafunanga budde kutestingibwa kozesebwako
tezigezesebwangako kuba bakagituukako ne bagijjawo
bamugituukako bamutuukako yatamulibisi bamutuuka ku myaka ne bagijjawo. So kati conversation tusobola gihavinga nga tutestinze ku those articles.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, tuli ku Mighty Drive tutambulira ddala n'omukulu Maseruka Sadat ava mu kibiina kya Democratic Front era nga ensonga aziyitanya bulungi nnyo. Twogera ku byabufuzi nga bwe biri mu kutambula mu ggwanga Uganda n'abakulembeze nga bwe bali mu kunoonyamu obululu, and how they are selling their messages to the people and what kind of messages are they selling. Abamu bagambye dda campaigns tezilimu vibe, as well as Maseruka agrees to that by rating the momentum at 4 out of 10. So ngalwachi agamba tezilimu, it is because candidates abamu ba feeling very comfortable. But I want to ask you, olowooza opposition ngayo a building the pressure eyinza okumaking the current president to feel some kind of discomfort oba okulaba nti gwanneetaaga okukolawo kino eno. Have you built that kind of pressure mweno campaign?
Well, opposition kuba ever ready participating in an election. Unfortunately, in this election,
you seem not ready.
We seem not to be ready. Because one, the first efforts that would have been geared towards were to have a joint presidential candidate. So that all our small efforts are galvanized so that we have one big force.
Yeah.
Two, we had to make sure nti wabeerawo a semblance of fairness in the elections. Now, from the word go in the nomination processes, some candidates were denied an opportunity to nominate. And the reasons up to date, they have never gotten them. Yet they are Ugandans, they are equally fit to contest for presidency, and the law allows them. However, bakwasa technicality nti tebalina signatures, and almost all opposition political parties, almost all, had failed to fulfill the requirement of having the required signatures to contest for presidency. Okay. That is one. Two, nechituzayo in the disunity that has been occurring in parliament and in the opposition circles, whereby there has been a lot of disunity and friendly fires instead of fighting for the common enemy. So nechitubanga tufragmentize nnyo tetusobodde kukwataganira wamu okulaba nti oli walina obunafu omulala amuyambako. So agamaanyi netulema okugafuna, so netubanga tugenze mu kalulu nga we are all isolated entities nga buli omu alwana nga ye era alwana ku lulwe okulaba nga aleeta enkyukakyuka ye jakkiririzaamu, which makes us weaker because we are disjointed, we are disunited, and we are not working in harmony.
So bwetunuuliranga embeera nga bw'ogimenyeemenye, olowooza opposition, does the opposition stand a chance of winning this election?
Winning an election,
any opposition candidate, because bebasinga obungi, out of 8 the 7 are opposition.
Despite the weaknesses of the opposition and the unfairness in the laws and the ways elections are conducted in this country, when you move around the country, the Ugandan people are ripe for change. So I believe that at the right time, which is now, you will be surprised that an oppositional candidate can emerge as the president of this country.
Well, talking about the Ugandan people, let's focus on the youth as we conclude our show. Can you rate the participation of the youth mu kalulu kano? So ratingire nga osinzira kwabo aba nominating vis-a-vis those that are giving in support to the candidates that are coming to ask for votes.
Actually, I give it to the youth. I think most of the shows that we've been doing here on the TikTok and somewhere else, they're leading efforts. Very many young people have contested for electoral positions. The only issue that is going to delay their victory is the commercialization of the politics in this country. Most of the young people may not have gotten the resources to actually be able to galvanize the necessary votes and support. But many young people have contested in these elections. I will give an example. When you go to areas like Kampala, you go to districts like Wakiso, you'll find that in one constituency there are 11 candidates. And in the 11 candidates, you'll find that 9 out of the 11 are young people. And it would have been more had the fees for nomination been lower. So abavubuka betanide nnyo offering a leadership. Ekigenda okubalemesa, it is the inexperience and the lack of the resources due to the commercialization of politics and the voter apathy.
Does that communicate nti abavubuka bategedde their role ng'abavubuka oba kinyumo? It is the wave nti mulembe gwa abavubuka vayo gende wesimbewo?
No, abavubuka mu elections role abavubuka ziri bbiri, to participate as candidates
and as voters to campaign and support people of their generation. They have gotten one. They are contesting. The question is, are they going to vote? We are here to test that. The question is, are they going to galvanize what we call a youthful agenda? That we are only supporting people who are having youthful ideas.
Yes.
So those two are still on the test. But for one, they have provided themselves to offer leadership.
Okay, talking about voting and leadership, elites bavuddeyo nga baba calling out nga bagamba mwa abantu abategeera why people should be voting and butya okulonda bwe kuyinza okyusa embeera mu ggwanga naye ate mwe abasinga obutalonda. What stops elites from kubeera nga baparticipating mu kulonda?
One, lack of an issue-based campaign. Elite ayagala amayinti agenda kulonda ku nsonga ki, so that are holding accountable ku nsonga ezo.
So bw'otalonda
Nati bw'otalonda kuba wotuba nga tuli mu jangu nga there is a forest of ideas nga tewali critical issue oli kwa basing on, there is no reason as to why an elite person ajja n'akulonda. Era ekiteesawo manifestos ezo to capture the voters nti ononda kwene ensonga, si kugamba nti because sawa ya kulonda we go any mass. Era wogamba nti wobanga tolonze akaloko kafidu era ajja kugamba nti nkakuwa ku nsonga ki, kiringa kugenda mu dduuka kugula bintu ojja kubuuza nti eno quality gyengula eri quality ki, weba seriyo sendi zange nzizaayo. Kakati the elites bagezako nnyo okureadinga through the conversations that are ongoing. Ono gwe tulonda ensonga ziziri ki era yagenda tukolera ki. So this interest etandikirawo. Secondly, nejam with the quality of leaders that are aspiring to lead them. Togenda kuveri and you are running a campaign against elites and you need elites votes. Togenda kuveri ngoyagala mulimu gwaba elite ninga tiba elite bokuba. Sinza kujja wano ku show nga njagala
kwalagana ne bana mawulire.
Yes, atenga bana
mawulire botukulako
bensiba nkola kati ojja kubulwa nana kuchaza. So also nangi wembanga nzija wano nandiyagadde nzijenga omunamawulire agenda okuinterviewinga ali quality ne munamawulire andigambe negoleta ensonga ze tugenda okugera kazi tegeera. Kakati ekyo nakyo ba elites babuuza nti niwe twagala okusindika mu parliament ensonga zaayo bazitegeera. Kakati naga nti batazitegeera bane bakole ki? Let me not contribute in that.
Nalabyo nalaba omubaka Semujjonganda ng'agamba nti abamu they are representatives of leaders abali mu parliament. Babu representing abantu baabwe ate ne ba representing n'abamu ku babaka abali mu parliament abatasobola kwe representing. So when you say nti abamu tebamanyi na mirimu gyabwe gye balina kukola mu parliament, abamu they haven't even built the confidence okubanga boogera ku floor ya parliament. Ekyo nno naye ekyokuvaayo ne bagamba nti fenga abayivu tetugenda kulonda olw'ensonga nti abeesimbyewo tebalina message. Simu abaziise ggwanga lyaffe.
You see nkizizayo ne ku quality ya candidate nti oba candidate omufu taba na message, taba na agenda, era nomwe batagusobola. Kakati lwaki ncontributing okuleta candidate oba okuleeta omukulembeze agenda ate okwonoona obwonoonyi?
Why aren't the leads standing up to represent the people?
Yes, thank you. The bastardization of politics. Nti politics yafuuse wa kuvuma, yafuuse wa insults. Nti ojja ne PhD yo ne bagala okuyisanga omuvuzi wa bodaboda. Whereas fena tuli bana Uganda nga twenkanya akalu naye ate tetwenkanya station in life.
Temwenkanya stature.
Tetwenkanya station in life. Nti engeri era ne chairman wa bodaboda abawamayo okusinga wa bodaboda kuki?
Okusinga member.
Kakati ate nze olwokubanga nti nina PhD
tondaba bulala
oyagala ondabe bulala naye nga tego kyamanu wali ku border stage omutwalira mu kitiibwa ekyamaanyi ennyo nti okyamani wange okitegeera. So tuba mu stations zanjawulo in life era tulina oku approaching situations wezitu. Ba elites baganya okwetaba mu politics olwokuba nti afuuse wakuvuma, wakudimininga, wakublackmailinga na kuinsultinga. Aina career beyond politics. Aina life beyond politics.
Yes.
Kakati lwaki ekyo takikulekera n'asigaza okuba nti asigaza ekitiibwa ng'omuntu. So had all those things been catered for, naturally the brutalization and lack of respect for leaders in this country. Why should somebody offer themselves to lead nga temugenda more respect? Why should somebody sacrifice themselves to come and lead you nga mugenda kubeera nga he's a punching bag for every Tom, Dick and Harry?
So gwenga elite bwogana okubanga weewaayo okulembera abantu, then you offer yourself to be led by someone who you are saying atategeera na mulimo gwe nga omukulembeze.
You see, choices have consequences. If an elite person refuses to contest, yes, they will be led by those that are not worthy.
Yes.
However much, they will not be part of sanctifying such kind of leadership. Era n'ekirala tetugamba nti elite tebagala kuparticipating. Nibagala basooke batekewo embeera esobozesa buli munnayuganda, elite or not, nga asobola okweyagalira mu ggwanga lye, asobola okwesimbawo mu bukulembeze ng'ate tajjulongeddwa, because waliwo ekigrowing in the society nti being an elite is now becoming a problem.
It is actually a case. Someone has to, you know.
And that's why they are saying katubawo opportunity, because ekinewunyisa nti oli bwagenda mu parliament ng'ebitabo bibulako, kyasooka okukola kwe kugenda obbinoonya. Afuuka ani? Afuuka elite.
Yes, afuuka elite.
Naye yazze akuba ki?
Elite.
Kati niweebuuza what was the purpose? So buli muntu nga wetugamba nti buli omu alina opportunity. Bakuwa opportunity naawe ogezeeko nga reframemise.
Naye kati bwe tubanga tuwadde abantu opportunity, aren't we leaving our country to the dogs now?
This country will be here, and one of the ways of rectifying the wrongs this country has suffered is by actually showing the people that the direction we're taking is wrong, but they have to first take that direction.
You have to first leave them take the direction.
They have to first
face the consequences. Now,
yes. So when you tell them that when you go that side, that's the wrong direction, they will listen to you. But now they will not listen before they experiencing that direction. Because I am very aware and well sure that there are certain areas in this country that cannot elect certain people as MPs because they have tested them.
Yes.
So why do you deny them the chance of testing the bitterness of the medicine?
So mobatadde basoke bagezeeko.
Is there a choice? If that's what they want, and it is the majority that decides, let they test those leaders. When they are ready to understand that this is how a leader must be brought up, they will actually say that eriba atuwabya. Before that, they will not. You go to Kayempe South, they will tell you.
How consequential is that to the whole country?
It's a setback to the whole country. However, it is a lesson that wetubanga twogera ku politics, twogera ku bintu ebi affecting abantu. We are talking about managing people's lives. If we choose to gamble with people's lives, there is nothing Sadat can do to save people that don't want to be saved. If they believe that the person that they are sending to represent them is the well-suited person, I cannot stop them or challenge them. The only thing I can do is not to participate in bringing that person. However, I will sit at the corner and tell them that after some time that you made a wrong decision, it is time we correct that decision. But before that, I will be actually the enemy. And that is the problem where there is a lot of challenges, a lot of mudslinging against being an elite in this country. Because people believe that being an elite is now an insult.
Yeah.
So the elites are saying, okay, it is for us all. We shall not participate.
We suffer all.
Let we suffer all. We shall come back and as a whole we'll correct ourselves.
Correct our mistakes.
Yes, because at the moment you will be sacrificed at the altar of populism. Because
isn't there a way we can correct the mistake now before we let it, taking a shape?
You see, because
it is just growing. People thinking into your muntu okubanga yasoma wachitibwa, it is now a case they have to hold you against it. So it is something that is growing. It can be tamed, but in the long term.
nga bwe nakugambye nti omwana yenna ne bw'aba nga omugaye nti ogwo muliro anamala gukwatako nekola ki
ne gumwokya
era ne wona amugaana otanga tannagutestinga nti muliro tajja kukola ki
tajja kukakkana
kakati we have accepted nti there is a lot of animosity against elites.
Yes.
An opportunity can be given to other Ugandans that are not elites.
Tulabe ensi bagitamba.
And the world will move. Other than forcing ourselves or forcing people on what they don't like. And that is the bit of democracy.
Well, nga tumaliriza show yaffe y'olunaku lwaleero njagala tuwe message abavubuka abesimbyewo naddala abo abanominatingiddwa naye nga bali genda mu participating mu kalulu akali highly commercialized naye nga tebalina kasente. Advice eri etya?
Advice eri abavubuka abesimbyewo, one, it is a milestone to contest and to be nominated to contest.
Yeah.
The next step is to message and to package yourselves as leaders of now and in the future. Some of us may not be able to be successful in this particular election, but the seed that would have sowed will be the beacon that will enable you get support in the future. So to packaging bulungi, to having a clear message, to reaching out to as many people as possible, especially people of the same generation, people who share the same problems, same ideas, and people of the same level of suffering. So we also should utilize the existing technological era that we have been born in, so that we reach out to very many people at a minimal cost. Yeah. However, the most important thing is to preserve ourselves for the future by contesting and participating in politics reasonably.
Thank you so much. Sibula batulabye olunaku lwaleero.
Yes, abalabi ba TikTok makyaga leero tweyanza nnyo okubanga buli kadde mutuwa omukisa okujja ne twogerako eri eggwanga wamu ne management ya TikTok TV. Yes, from the Democratic Front tugamba nti we mean business. We have established ourselves in the last 4 months and we find and believe that as we grow and as time goes on, we shall be a force to reckon with. You are welcome to our offices and we can have a discussion as people, as Ugandans.
Well, thank you so much Sadat okubanga otwegaseko olunaku lwaleero kwogera ensonga ez'eggwanga Uganda, ensonga zibadde za byabufuzi. Tutambudde nga buli nsonga tujja tugikoonako. Otusuubira nti ojeemu ekyokuyiga era gwe nga candidate ali mu kitundu kyo, you now know what to look for ngogenda kweyo rally ya candidate oyo ali mu kitundu ne wakubadde LOC MOP oba oya yegwanyiza okubanga atukulemberanga president w'eggwanga for the next 5 years. Njagala okubasaba nti akaseera kano tekaba kangu nnyo, so tubeere abantu abegendereza ababeera very careful nga participating in this election process era tusobole okuba nti twekumanga tuli balamu. So that you protect your vote, protect that vote before you cast it, because oyinza okutambula recklessly ate okulonda ne kusanga mu ddwaliro ntasobola kulonda oba ne kusanga mu komera notasobola kubanga ate olonda. So njagala okubasaba tusobole tubeere abantu ab'obuvunaanyizibwa nga tuparticipating mu kalulu kano era tugende tusupportinge abantu baffe nga tulina kye tunoonyaayo. That is what we have called the message. Oyo gwogenda okuwuliriza wuliriza nnyo kyayagala okubakolera era ebyo byabagamba okubakolera mwenga ab'ekitundu ky'e Busoga. Is that your problem? Kyekizibu nnyo kye muyina oba waliyo ebirala bye batakoonyeeko ate nga bye bisinga okubanga ate bibanyigiriza? Is sugarcane your problem as the people of Busoga or early pregnancies? Because there are a lot of issues. Kati when someone comes there nabagamba ngenda kubanga mbasolovingira ensonga y'ebikajjo, is that your most pressing problem? If it is not, mu bantu babo mbategeeze mbagambe bannaye yes ensonga y'ebikajjo nkambwe nate tulina ebintu ebirala ebisinga okutunyigirizanga Abasoga other than letting people to think for you. Njagala okubaagaliza olunaku olungi tusinkana olunaku olw'enkya essaawa zigenda kubeera 2 ez'okumakya. Very good morning, have yourself a good day.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.